it's the way you look in my eyes. How I feel is beyond words can describe. How you ignite this fire so deep inside. Got me hot like the summer. Ooh, really no one even knows me like you do. There's not many in my circle, so few. Love how you're my friend and not just a fool.
Speaking for Life with Tamara, where we speak into the lives of single moms. I hope everyone has been enjoying our Christmas series because I know I have enjoyed it. I really wanted this year, I wanted everyone to really experience the holiday season. So I was very intentional about everything, about the music that we listened to, especially those who came over to my house, what was going on TV, what the conversation was like. I wanted the senses to be enticed with, smells of pine. I just wanted everything to set the tone right for whoever came over to my house, because let's be real, this has been a year like no other. Yes, another year, I should say. This period in our world today has been challenging, and I think we are getting through it. But let's be real, some people are still struggling. So you want to be sensitive to that, and you want to be able to help with that. So normally when friends and family come over to my house, I'm generally busy. I'm a high energy person. So I'm usually, when someone comes over and I am just entertaining, it could just be one or two, I am busy. I'm up serving, I'm up making sure everybody is comfortable. I want to make sure they have something nice to drink in their hands, tea, apple cider, just apple cider. I just wanted to make sure that all their senses were engaged when they were over to my house. So generally it's like I am moving about, but this time I said no. I'm going to stop. I'm going to set things up, and I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to listen. And oftentimes, most of you guys know that I am a Christian. So I'm always asking God to allow me to hear what I can't hear with my natural ears. That way I'm trying not to miss anything. I'm trying to be very sensitive so I can see if someone is struggling with something, or if I can offer some words of encouragement, whatever it might be. I just kind of want to make sure that I'm putting myself in a position that I can listen. So yes, but I want people to see the fireplace. I love people to see the lights on the tree, on the mantle. I want people to be able to see the star at the top. I want people to see Santa's elf going up and down my tree. I want them to see Mr. and Mrs. Claus. They're animated on the ground. I just want everybody, for even if it's just for a few hours, to really just be able to rest and enjoy really the holiday season. So I'm planning everything. But something has came to my attention, the struggles that some of my single moms are going through. And so, yes, of course, I need to be sensitive with that. There are some that have lost family members. Some are just, still living paycheck to paycheck, and yet here's Christmas. Some are dealing with personal health struggles. Some are dealing with relationship issues. Yes, it is Christmas time, but it is still real life for a lot of people, of course, or for all of us. It is still real life. So I wanted to make sure that I was sensitive to that. So what I did is I kind of gave, looked at my life when my daughter was younger, and as, I was really doing the single mom thing. And I could understand too, but I want to let you guys know that this too shall pass. It may seem overwhelming to you right now, and it is, and that's legitimate. And nobody's trying to lessen what you're going through. I just want to let you know that this too shall pass. So I just wanted to take just a few minutes to have a little chit chat for any of you that might be dealing with some issues during the holidays. So when challenges have come my way, I have learned, it took time, not to panic. I have learned to not react, but to respond. I have learned how to stop and think. Now, I know this is challenging, and I didn't get there when I was in my 30s. I didn't get there when I was in my 40s. I still had a prayer team trying to help me through some of my crises, what I felt with crisis in my life. But I also have always put myself around older women. So, and I've always suggested that, because when other folks have been through what you're going through, they have a way of kind of, calming things down for you, holding your hand, letting you know, okay, you're going to get through this. It's challenging, but you're going to get through this. So I wanted to just share some of my tips that I have learned myself. So the first thing I did, created my own, let's just call it my own little toolkit. And in my toolkit, let me just share some of the things. And maybe this might be something that you might do as well. I think it would really help you. At least it helped me. So take what you can, use what you can. And if it helps you, please, by all means, go for it. My first thing in my toolkit was encouraging notes. My notes were like, this was challenging, been here, done that, got through that, and was able to go forward. And I think once you get to the other side of it, and it may be, a few years down the line, but you say, wait, that wasn't as big of a deal as I thought. And sometimes I know that God allows us to go through things so we can help somebody else. And so you learn that, wait a minute, when that happened, that was pretty serious, but I was victorious over that. So if I was victorious over that, I'll get through this as well. One of the other things in my toolkit was, like I said, and men. So don't discount older men. They have a lot to teach, women too, young women too. So I gained wisdom from both older women and older men. I got a lot of encouraging words from them, which was really good. I'm an equal opportunist, so whoever can pass on some wisdom to me that can help me circumvent a lot of other things that I was facing or I was going to face, even if it wasn't then, I learned to store that information because I always have felt nothing was by accident. And if I was in the company of someone who had a lot more wisdom, who had been through life and came through on the other side, that conversation was not supposed to go in one ear and go out the other. That conversation was for me to take it and store it because chances are I'm going to need it later on. So I always listen to them. I know sometimes this generation, they're gone. It's like, oh, you can't tell me anything. Well, let me tell you something. There's nothing new under the sun. If it's happened to you, it has happened to others. And as others have gone through it years before, let them try to help you so you can navigate it. And it might save you a whole lot. So note, when you have older family members, like 50 plus, 50 years old plus, and they're well respected in the family, if they're well respected in the community, those are the people that you need to say, I need to spend some time with them. You don't have to spend a whole lot of time, but you need to spend some time. And if they share things with you, if they drop nuggets, honey, you need to be picking up those nuggets and you need to throw them in your toolkit because trust me, you will need them later on. In my toolkit, I had nuggets for raising my daughter. I had nuggets for dealing with the school system. I had an older gentleman who said, I'll say older because he was at least 20 years older than I am. He asked me a question one time and he said, whose responsibility is it to educate your child? Excuse me, I'm Mary Krista. My tea, one of my cups I bought from Hobby Lobby. He asked me again, who was responsible for educating my child? And me being who I am, of course, it's the school system. He said, incorrect. I said, huh? And he said, it is not someone else's responsibility, even the educational system, to educate your child. And I said, I don't get it. I don't understand. He said, if someone is not doing a good job, are you going to let them keep teaching your child? I said, of course not. He said, exactly. So if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, or if they have reached their max on how to help educate your child, because every child is different. All the children, which I learned, don't fit in the box. There are some children that fit on the edge, some fit on the line, some fit outside the line. But wherever your child may fall, it is your job and responsibility your child gets a proper education. That was an eye-opener for me. But I learned that very early. Never thought I would need it. But when my daughter hit the school system, boy, did I learn. So from that point on, it was my responsibility. Now, what I said is we did partner, but ultimately it was still my responsibility. So if the child needed a tutor, I got a tutor. If the child needed help in a particular subject, it was my responsibility. If I knew I was going to need some extra money to send my child to that tutor, I had to make sure. When my daughter went to a tutor, guess what? The tutor said, oh, no, Mom, you don't get to drop off. You have to sit here as well, and you have to learn what I'm teaching your child so you can reinforce it during the week. Whoa, that went on for years. I learned a whole lot of stuff over too. So what I learned is it is not the school's job to educate. It is not their responsibility, because then what do when you look at the school system and you hear about, some of these kids are, can really be a challenge. Those teachers are like, we don't have time. I still got another 29 kids in the class. If I got one cutting up, I just got to let that one go while I educate the remaining children in the class who are here to learn. So yes, it is my responsibility. It is your responsibility as a parent. That is one of the nuggets I learned. Didn't think I would need it. Boy, did I need it. And what about those relationship nuggets? It is nothing like an older woman sharing with you about relationships. They will often tell you, especially older women, I can teach you a few things. They were very serious. And what about single parenting? So let me share a story with you. I remember when my daughter she was an infant. I went back to church, and I had been home because I'm one of those old schools. You stay home with your child for at least 6 weeks to 8 weeks to make sure their immune system gets good and all of that good stuff. So when she was 8 weeks old, I'm like, okay, we're going back to church. I need to be in fellowship with my brothers and sisters. One of the mothers said, as soon as I walked in, baby, give me that baby. She literally took the baby from me, and I said, ma'am, she said, you back at church already? I said, ma'am, she's 8 weeks old. She says, no, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about you. And I was like, what? She said, that being at home is not just for the baby, but it's for the mom to help. They were under the belief that to help the body get back, close back up. They just thought that your body was still open. Well, I came to church, I was sleeveless, and she said, you need a jacket or something to cover you up. You need to keep yourself protected while your body is still healing. I had no clue about that. I was just feeling good that, okay, my daughter's 8 weeks. I thought that's what they were going to get me on. But no, it wasn't that. It was about me. Those are those nugget things that you learn from older women. Resources. How about that inner circle? I'm a big believer of at least 2 or 3 in your inner circle. Those are your really good friends. And you know what? Let me tell you something. Sometimes there are women, and sometimes there can be male friends. So whoever those 2 or 3 are, those are the ones you need if you're struggling with something, and especially if some of them are like a little older. You should give them a call so they can kind of help you navigate, because chances are some of them have already gone through what you are going through. So, if I were you, I'd pick up the phone and I give them a call so they can try to help you. Mines do. They're always available, but it's only that's 2 or 3 because we pour into each other's lives like that. So that's important. Now, I know they can depend on you. You need those, because chances are, if you guys are around the same age, or if you have a couple that are even just one that's, several years older than you, good chance they might have gone through what you're going through, or somebody in their family has gone through that, and they might be able to help you navigate that as well. So those 2 or 3, give them a call, share with them. Don't carry this struggle by yourself. Get some help. One thing that I call it one of my gifts. I'm not sure, but I remember that I have this, I call it one of my spiritual gifts, but I have a unique ability to wake up in the middle of the night and you'll never know that I was asleep. I don't know how, I can just do it. So rarely do people call me, because they know if you call Tamara, she's gonna wake completely up, because I just have that ability to do that, and I can hear and understand. And most of the time, people don't call me because I always have sweats, something to jump into by my bed. Let's just call that one of the results of being a single parent. You're always got to, be ready to go in a minute when something happens. So I still, to this very day, I still keep sweats next to my bed, a jacket. I can grab my shoes. I'm usually they're in the path of me having to get to my car. And most of the time I have several pairs in my car. So I'm really always can, be ready to go. So when my phone rings in the middle of the night, I am wide awake, like, what's up? Who is this? What's going on? And I am ready to go, and I can get out of my house in minutes. Literally, I can get out of my house in minutes. So I've had to do it. Especially if you grew up or you have been a single parent to a child who has asthma or whatever it is. Those calls and those calls or those knocks on the door, mommy, I don't feel good. You got to be able to move. You got to be able to go. So that's just one of those those hangover things from being a single parent. But it taught me to to kind of always be ready and be sensitive. So like I say, I only have a few, but they know if they call me, they know. No matter if I haven't talked to them in a while, it doesn't even matter. I'm very loyal. So if you call me, I don't care if I haven't spoken with you. If you're a part of that, still a part of that inner circle, I'm up and I'm coming to do whatever I need to do to try to help. So now I know some of you have lost people during the holidays. I understand. I've experienced the same. So the Christmas season for the rest of my life will never be the same. So because I've experienced a great loss during that time too. And what you try to do is it's not about moving on, and time heals for some, but time sometimes doesn't heal for everyone. It just grieving is different for everyone. But I will say this. It is good if you have someone that can help you navigate through that time. Whatever it is that you need. Sometimes it's just a shoulder to cry on. Sometimes let's just go have tea. I need to get out of the house. Sometimes it's just, we just gonna sit down in the house together. I'm gonna be in one corner, you're gonna be in another corner, and I'm gonna just keep checking on you to make sure you're still breathing and everything is okay. It is whatever you need. That's what that inner circle, that's what those friends are for. So listen, nobody is trying to say, oh, it's Christmas time, just go back. No, trust me. You keep living long enough, you understand how that works, and you just try to be whatever that person needs you to be. Now, what if it's about relationships? What if you're feeling sad because this non-existent relationship is just have went kind of crazy? Don't focus on that. Don't focus on it. You're a single mom right now. You just need to focus on your children. Focus on raising them to be the greatest human beings. Remember that your children are watching you. So how you handle is what they will do and what they will mimic in their own life. So yes, when you go in your room, you want to cry, whatever. But I feel like this. If that person is not there, they're not there for a reason. And maybe really it's just something that you just need to come to grips with. Maybe it's something that you don't even need in your life. Because I have always felt, no, let me not say that. In my let's say in my mid 40s, in my 40s, at that point in my life, you just stop trying to make things exist that don't exist. You will learn, and it takes time. You can flip that light, you can shut that door. If you don't want to be with me, I don't want to be with you either. And I can show you better than I can tell you. You will get to that point. It does take time. But right now, while we go through this holiday season, you're just trying to be the best parent. You're just trying to show up being your very best. You're not trying to be perfect. You are not perfect. There was only one who was perfect. And trust me, it is not you nor I. So you're just trying to make sure that when you do present yourself, you're presenting the best person that you are. You're presenting your best you. That's what your children need to see. They don't need to see perfection. They just need to see mom. Mom is just trying to do it. She's flipping over stuff. Things are happening. Hair sometime crazy, whatever. Oh Lord, something's burning on the stove. They just want to see mom showing up with her best self. That's it. Not perfection. So if a relationship is just not being what you need it to be, you know what? Don't worry about it. Just keep it portion. If it meant to be, it will. If not, just consider it a blessing that is out of your path. Enjoy your holiday season with your children. That's the best thing you should do. You can do. And this is, of course, for you moms. Many years ago, when I was engaged, getting ready to get married. And one thing, a family member came up to me and said, don't compare yourself what you have or what you don't have in comparison to this person that you're about to marry and what they have. She said, you're the prize. Don't ever forget that. She said, you are what brings the value to the relationship. You, mom, are the prize. And if they don't get it, that is not your problem. The best thing that they can do is just move on. So that's your nugget. And I've never forgot that. And it's been with me all of my life. So every time I think about that, I straighten up my back. I put my head up. And I said, and you will need that you'll need that the rest of your life. You are the prize. Act like it. Just act like it. You are the prize. So mom, don't let anybody tell you, or make you feel bad because you are a single mom and you're going through, Christmas, trying to do everything by yourself. Society will make you feel, and some people will do the same thing. And unfortunately, sometimes it's even your own family members. They will make you feel like, wow, you're a single mom. I feel sorry for you. But let me share something with you about being a single mom. There are a lot of benefits. Nurturing, because you have to learn how to nurture. You know how to give and take. You know how to share. You learn how to serve. You know how to make sacrifices. You do that all the time. Those are just some of the key benefits that come with being a single mom. So when you do, if you do, or when you do enter to another relationship, don't worry about, I don't have this or that, or, I would like to be doing better. Of course, we would all like to be doing better. But you know what? Whatever you have is what you have. But you know what? There are some things that, not physical, that you most definitely bring to the table, and they can and will serve you well in a relationship. So mom, just don't forget that. Don't let society make you feel like you're anything less, because you're not. And the key things in your toolbox that you bring to the relationship can't pay for those. Now, what about if you're dealing with some health issues? And that seems to be occurring, it seems like, more than I care to mention. So if you're having some health issues, mom, listen, especially you're going through this during the holiday time, don't ignore anything. Don't ignore it. Now, I know as moms, we do this all the time. We're just like, I'll put that on the back burner. Right now, I just need to take care of my kids. But let me tell you something. When it comes to our health, that needs to be first. Because if you don't take care of your health, who's going to help take care of your children? That's important. That's key. And that's basically what it boils down to. If you are not healthy, if you are not taking care of your health, who is going to be there to take care of your children? So if you feel if something is going on, please go to the doctor. If you're scared to go to the doctor, then you pick up one of those, your phone, you call somebody in your inner circle and you say, hey, I need some support. Can you go with me? Find anyone who's available for you, that, someone that you love and you respect. If, if you're a little nervous, but you know what? Go. If nothing, pick up that phone and make that appointment so everything is already on the docket and you're moving forward, okay? Please don't ignore any health issues. And if you already are experiencing them right now, then again, call in some help. Maybe you can do it early in the morning, you're good, you got your energy level, but maybe it starts weighing in the afternoon, and you need to rest, you need to lay down or whatever. Call in your resources, talk to your children. They understand more than you think they do. If they're smaller than that, then you need to reach out and get some help. But remember, God never intended for us to walk this journey by ourselves. So if you're having some health issues, do not put that off. You just need to go ahead, at least make that phone call, to make that appointment, to share. That way you are getting yourself in process so you can go ahead and go. So I hope I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time. Listen, my mindset, I'm already moving into 2023. So I am ready to share some things with you. I'm already doing some planning, some things. So I want to share. I'm looking at a manifestation board. I have made my list of the things my goals that I want for next year. So I've already just started writing those down. So we'll share those in our next video. But I'm just trying to let us get through the holiday season, but we're going to hit that, because I don't like to go into the new year without having things, goals, or something written down. But for us, for the family, you have to have a vision for your family. You must have a vision for your family. If not, you just get distracted by things that happen in life and interruptions and things that don't need to be interrupting. So yes, we're going to hit that. So I've already started planning and preparing, because you guys know I'm just a planner. I'm constantly prepping. But goals and planning, they keep me moving. They keep me young. They keep me mentally thinking. They provide some challenges in my life. So my brain is moving. So we're going to work on that, but we are getting ready for 2023. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I didn't want to stay on here too long. I just wanted to share some things, because some things that folks have been sharing with me. So I hope that some of these tips and that I have shared with you, that you will please share the video with others, and maybe other single moms could use some of the information that I have provided. But I hope it has helped you. Also, make sure you hit the notification button so you are notified every time that I upload a video. So thank you very much, everyone. I hope you enjoy yourself, and I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But I'll see you before then. Bye-bye.